Alright everybody, we are at the end of the game, and we are going to see what the end of the game looks like if Mrs. Montague is the culprit.
Oh my gosh, you are the bomber. I was right after all.
Me? The bomber? Don't be ridiculous. I was simply exploring and stumbled into this place only moments ago. I'm no mad bomber. Why, it's all I can do to set my watch.
I highly doubt that. I understand you made a fortune.
She made a fortune selling digital components.
I understand you made a fortune selling digital components, which indicates to me you're a lot more mechanically inclined than you let on.
Nancy, I'm rich. If I wanted something blown up, don't you think I'd hire some thugs instead of doing it myself?
Like I said, you had the know-how, and this was personal. The Redondo hurt Mr. Mingles, a defenseless, trusting, adorable little dog. Getting revenge was one of those things that had to be done right, so you did it yourself.
Once again, brava for you. So what happens now?
Now you come with me and turn yourself in.
Oh, you silly, simple girl. I hardly think so. As it happens, I just built and activated an extremely powerful bomb, which means if you attempt to haul me off to the Hooskow, you and everyone else within a 5-mile radius will very shortly suffer a very unpleasant fate. Better get to work, Nancy. In the meantime, Mr. Mingles and I will be off. Farewell.
Alrighty, so let's figure out how to solve this bomb. This shouldn't be difficult. I've done this for like the past 4 videos. Alright! Okay, I did it!
Mission accomplished.
Alright!
The look on Mrs. Montague's face, on the parts that could actually move, that is, when I walked through the door, was one of complete and utter shock. Up until that moment, her plan to ruin the Redondo had gone flawlessly. I must admit, planting that bomb in the jungle room while she was in there was very smart. It made me think she couldn't possibly be the bomber. Although that does explain why it turned out to be a dud. She was so bent on revenge she didn't even care about those shares in the Redondo she was offered, all because she thought they'd hurt poor Mr. Mingles. But as it turns out, his only real problem was Mrs. Montague herself. After her arrest, the dog was adopted by an elderly couple, and for the first time in his life he was given plenty of exercise, fed regular dog food, and petted instead of massaged. Within a week, he was acting like a normal dog. He even lost that weird thing he had for hair. But that could be because his new owners didn't really have any. And, believe it or not, ever since the trial, the Redondo has been filled to capacity. I guess it's true what they say. Any publicity is good publicity, as long as they spell your name right. Speaking of which, even I got some publicity in the Tinseltown Tatler. They referred to me as the teenage sleuth who solved the bombings in between a few much-needed procedures. I thought it was kind of funny, but my friend Bess Marvin says I should sue. But I can't do that. After all, they spelled my name right.
And there you have it. That's the end of the game. That's everything that happens. And here are the ending credits. Normally, I think the right-hand side of the screen is blank while the credits roll, but we unlock the special credits. So we get to see Mr. Mingles go around a pneumatic tube. And we get to see silly things, like a giant octopus. And we also get to see concept art for the various characters and locations in this game. But let's not forget the important thing. We also get to see the names of all the people who made this game. I liked it. I thought it was a good game. So my thanks to all the people who were involved in making this game. You guys did a good job. And there we go. We're at the end of the ending credits, and there's nothing else for me to say. Wait, hold on a second. I am just getting word from one of the characters of the game. Yes, Helfton. Helfton says he wants to have a word with you before the ending credits are over. So take it away, Helfton.
You earned special credits. Congratulations to you. Now that you've proven yourself, why don't you go play arcade mode? I think you'll find it a good challenge.
Alrighty, thank you very much, Helfton. And now we get to see the preview for the next game in the Nancy Drew Dossier series, Ship of Shadows.
When a recently renovated cruise ship invites me on a sneak peek passage, I immediately say yes. I mean, spending a couple of days aboard an antique luxury liner, how fun is that? But as soon as we leave port, it becomes apparent this is not your ordinary cruise ship. Ghostly faces at portholes, eerie lights in the dead of night, people vanishing into thin air, things quickly go from slightly weird to downright scary. Help me figure out why, in my next case, Ship of Shadows.
So that's Nancy Drew Dossier, Ship of Shadows. Unfortunately, the game's production was brought to a halt sometime in 2010 because Her Interactive wanted to focus on making Nancy Drew Secrets Can Kill Remastered. So we don't know when or if Ship of Shadows is ever going to be released. Alright, so that's the end of the game if Mrs. Montague is the culprit. In the next video, I will show you what the end of the game looks like if Nick Blesky is the culprit.